Hello, welcome to another fingernail fixer video. I thought while I had everything out to show you winter camo, I would go ahead and do one with the green and brown camo. I've started off with 2 coats of Powder My Nose in CND Vinylux. Now I'm going to come in with Sage Scarf in CND Vinylux. And remember, when you're doing camo, this is a really random design, so you've got to go ahead and stick your OCD in your pocket. Because if you try to incorporate your OCD into this design, you're not going to be happy with it. The harder you try to be really precise, the worse the design is going to look. So just take a medium-sized stylus and do random little dots and blobs of the sage scarf. We're going to graduate from lighter to darker, working back and forth between browns and tans and greens. And you can make any shape that you want. The trick is to just be very random. Once you're finished with the sage scarf, you want to go ahead and do that on all 5 nails or even all 10 nails. And move next. We're going to use the rubble in the CND Vinylux. And again, you would go through and do this on all 10 nails. And you want to work pretty quickly. The Vinylux does dry very fast. Notice I'm kind of tapping with the stylus. This keeps my blob from looking really precise around the edges. Again, your OCD is in your pocket, so it should be okay that it's not precise. The more you try to make it look precise, the less it's going to look like camo, and the more it's going to look like weird blobs that are perfectly shaped. Some of them you want to be touching the green, and some of them you just want to make out separate on their own. Just kind of look it over and make sure you've got a good balance between the 2 colors. Once I have that color on all 10 nails, I'm going to come through, and this one is Serene Green. This is my darker of the greens. And again, we're just going to come through with that same medium-sized stylus. You may call it a marbling tool, a dotting tool. It's all a little metal ball on the end of a little metal stick, whatever you feel the need to call it. And just making sure that I've got some of that darker green out on its own, as well as some of it incorporated into the other colors. Very random. Still tapping the stylus to make sure that the shapes aren't precise. And if you accidentally tap a little bit too hard, you can go back in and kind of fill in the little hole that you made from tapping too hard. Once I've added the darker green, I'm ready to come in with the darker brown. For the darker brown, I'm using faux fur. Let's move Rosie back just a little bit. She's kind of crowding. I'm going to take a little bit of the faux fur and do the same thing we've done with the other colors. Just tapping it into place. Sometimes mingling with the other colors and sometimes more out on its own. Again, making sure to keep the shapes really random. And just have fun with it. Camo is a really easy, fun design. It doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, if you try to make it perfect, it's not going to look as awesome. can also use the stylus if you get any on the skin or the eponychium to clean up your edge. Then once you've applied all 10 nails, you want to go ahead and give it a minute or two to dry, since you've essentially layered them on a little bit, just to be sure that they're completely dry so that you don't smear your design with the top coat. I'm ready to come in with the CND Vinylux top coat and apply a nice thin layer to seal in my design. And you'll notice that the top coat also softens the lines of the camo and really blends everything together nicely. And then that's the finished look of our brown and green camo. Hope you have fun playing with camo.